I found the camera that is completely changing how I make my travel videos.
The brand new Insta360 X6 is an all-in-one camera, made for every type of adventure, that captures everything around you in 8K 50 FPS image quality. So you can truly enjoy the moment without worrying about it, because the result is always ready-to-use footage that feels premium and cinematic.
And because gear is part of the story, but not the entire story, I'm gonna be sharing a step-by-step guide on how I make my videos.
And we're traveling to Northern Europe to show you the ropes.
From the stunning Lofoten Islands in Northern Norway to the historic city of Stockholm, join us on an epic trip in arguably the most beautiful part of Europe. And even if you're not convinced on the camera at the end, you'll still walk away with the skills you need to begin making travel videos of your own. The first thing you want to do is start with a story. Because when it comes to travel videos, the destination is just the setting, not the story itself. So before I go anywhere, I always ask myself what I'm personally curious about, what makes a destination unique or special, and what might someone who has never been to that destination find surprising. Our videos usually have an overarching theme. So in Copenhagen, for example, we wanted to find out if Danish people are as happy as they are rumored to be. And in Northern Norway and Stockholm, our angle will be completely different. Once you have that story nailed down, everything you capture will become evidence for the perspective you're sharing.
Our first stop is Northern Norway, where you can experience true Arctic wilderness. Some of the most beautiful views anywhere on Earth.
Once we have the story, we think in scenes instead of shots. Scenes are a complete moment or experience with a clear beginning, middle, and end. Each scene should reveal something new or drive the story forward in some way. So think of them kind of like puzzle pieces. Alone, they're pretty but fragmented, but together they form a complete story.
Let's go film a scene in Northern Norway together. Today, we're taking the famous Hesten hike in Senja.
Lensa took a little fall. And look at the lens there. But we're still in business because this is built for durability, and I don't think the lens is like scratched at all. We are almost there. There's 0.1 mile left, but the twist is that this right here is the last 0.1 mile. So we gotta make it all the way to the tippity top of there. No problem.
I simply put the X6 in the side of my backpack for the hike. Thanks to the invisible selfie stick effect, it was easy to get clean, wide shots, completely hands-free. And with flow state stabilization, I knew the footage would come out smooth, even on rough terrain.
We made it to the peak and it is so beautiful. The cool thing is, with the Insta360 camera, we were able to capture the hike from so many different angles, so people are gonna really be able to feel like they're experiencing the hike with us.
The next step is to start shooting your content, which sounds simple, but is the most complicated and biggest step. So I'm gonna be sharing my top tips with you.
You wanna make sure that you are shooting experiences, not just landmarks. So on this kayak right now, we're not just gonna say, now we're kayaking in Reynes Fjord. We're gonna give some background on the landscape, maybe some interesting history, talk about the surroundings and the people living here. But it can also just be about how you're feeling, if you're having an emotional reaction to the place you're visiting. Maybe you had an interesting adventure getting there or some struggles along the way. Whatever it is, all of this is gonna make your scene a lot richer.
Find yourself a Brazilian husband to be in the background.
Exactly. This is really the perfect example of how you can literally use the X6 anywhere. I don't have to be stressed about the angle or framing. I know it's gonna capture everything, so it doesn't take away from the moment.
As you're shooting, you're already gonna wanna be thinking about your editing process.
how the story is going to flow together, how one shot is going to connect to another, how you're going to transition from one scene to another. A good example of this is thinking about those in-between moments. So a lot of people will capture point A and point B, but they won't show how they got from point A to point B. And these in-between moments can make a huge difference in your storytelling. Now, you know what this means on a Northern Norway road trip. Car transitions!
It seems like just a few years ago, drone regulations were a lot more relaxed around the world, but that is no longer the case. But the cool thing is with this guy, the extended selfie stick that is also invisible when you put it up, you can get really cool drone-like shots without breaking the rules. So all you do, you hit record and it starts recording right away. And then you just extend it like this. And whoosh. And we do this in the car also on quiet roads because we want to be safe, and we stick it out the window and you get really cool drone shots of your car driving as well. It looks a little silly, yes, but it is incredibly effective and easy to use. Hi from Stockholm. We're going to be taking you behind the scenes with us today, and we're going to be filming on the ground with the X6. So come on, check it out. When you're shooting, you want to make sure that you're capturing different types of shots. So wide shots, medium shots, close-up shots, maybe a top-down perspective, action shots. This mix will make your video more visually interesting. This is where the X6 really shines. It's an all-in-one camera, so it gets all different types of shots that you used to need multiple devices for. So now I can leave my drone, my traditional camera, my action camera, my gimbal camera, my phone, everything at home. Seriously, shots like this used to be impossible without hundreds of thousands of dollars in equipment. And the X6 shoots everything in 8K, so the image quality is chef's kiss. We got this cool setup and we're gonna get some nice bike shots. You know, word of caution, beware of your surroundings if you try this at home. We found some friends in a Cadillac convertible, and they're taking us to a classic American car show. So we're just following them right now. So even if you drop your camera while you're up to shenanigans, it's okay because the X6 is scratch resistant. So it won't ruin your trip if you drop the camera. But even if you do damage the lens, the repairs are really quick. So you can just keep on keeping on. We're here having a coffee, and as you can see, we're being a little bit shameless. We're filming in a public space where there's a lot of people around us. And this is just part of being a travel creator. Sometimes you have to do that. But the X6 makes this a little bit easier because instead of having a big camera or a phone directly in your face, you can kind of set the camera off to the side and know that it's capturing 360 footage. And then you can go and reframe it later and know that you have everything. And it's just like a little less awkward and intrusive.
By the way, all this audio was captured by Insta360's built-in concealed microphone, which even has a wind guard. It's nice to have one less thing to worry about and know that I can depend on great audio in any environment.
So obviously we are getting all these amazing 360 shots, but the X6 is also a gimbal camera. So it's perfect for everyday shooting and vlogging. So I just put it on the foldable selfie stick. and then I can count on stable, flat 4K footage when I'm walking. And with the upgraded AI tracking model, you can track yourself or another subject with no post-shooting framing needed. Now let's go take the subway because the X6 is amazing on the go.
Why the subway, you ask? Because Stockholm subway isn't just any subway. It's been called the world's longest art gallery, with more than 90 stations featuring work by over 150 artists. Much of it painted and sculpted directly into exposed rock. The moment you head down the escalators, it feels like you're entering another world.
The great thing about the Insta360 is that even with low light, like here in the stations, we get amazing image quality. So you can film day or night, indoors, outdoors. It's super versatile.
Subways here are really cool. I really love the art, and it just adds a little whimsy to everyday life. So good job, Stockholm.
We've been filming all day at this point, and usually we'd be running home to charge up our batteries, but the Insta360 battery lasts 140 minutes, and even if you run out, it takes 25 minutes to get to 80% charge, so you are fully covered. And if you forget your SD card, there is no need to worry. You can record up to 47 gigabytes on the X6, and then you upload the footage as soon as you get home, and you get 500 gigabytes of cloud storage. Nothing like a bowl of noodles after a long day of filming.
Now that you have all these great scenes and shots, it is time to edit your video and see your story come together, which I'm gonna be honest with you, is my least favorite part of the process because it can take so long and be so complicated. But now with the Insta360, you can actually get close to a zero editing experience. Let me show you. I've been really loving the AI auto edit feature. I click in and simply choose the files that I want to edit. The X6 is already capturing everything in all directions, and all your footage is automatically selected, framed, and edited into a polished clip. So look, this was created without me having to do anything, and you can get it in different dimensions as well. So this is for YouTube long form, and then I can also use it for short form right here, for Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. And there's even a square dimension for Facebook or another platform. And they even add music. So anyone who works in video can tell you what a pain editing can be, but now it is so easy, which is just incredible.
Another day, another adventure. This time to the Stockholm archipelago, a chain of around 30,000 islands and a favorite summer vacation spot for Swedes. Think of it as Stockholm's enormous island backyard. We're going by boat, and the destination is a private sauna, a true Scandinavian tradition.
One of the hardest things about being a travel creator is actually enjoying the moment because you're so worried about filming and balancing clunky camera gear and worrying about getting just the right camera settings. But that's why I love the X6 so much, because it's so compact and I can just literally press the record button and know that it's capturing everything around me. So I can actually be present and just truly enjoy being where I'm at.
And when you're actually living in the moment and enjoying yourself, people perceive it and it makes your content so much better. If you want to level up your travel videos, check out the Insta360 X6. And the Insta360 team just let me know that they have a very exciting offer for the first 50 of you who purchase an X6 using my link. A completely free 2-in-1 invisible selfie stick and tripod. So you can get footage exactly like you saw in our video. Click the link in my description to learn more, and thank you for your support.